just posted a picture to D&D.
I love it.
Chat.
What's his name? Is it Ted?
His name is Mr. Pawpaw.
I love it!
It's not Ted? As
No,
in Teddy Bear?
No, it is not Ted. It is in fact Mr. Pawpaw.
Mr. Pawpaw is the best name ever, and you cannot prove me otherwise.
I mean, it's no Ted.
It is no Ted, but Mr. Pawpaw.
Because Ted's like a normal name, but it's also like short for Teddy Bear.
But Mr. Pawpaw.
I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's growing on me.
It's just not what you were expecting, and I understand
It's not.
that.
Is he there
It's
for
not what I was
like?
expecting at all.
I mean, like,
I don't see. I can't see height for sure, but it looks like he's like the right place where if you're just really hard up for a hug.
I think if you're really hard up for a hug, he is at like the right level for giving a hug.
I'd hug that bear.
I would too.
My favorite
As long as
animal is the
it wasn't
Kodiak bear.
I don't know if I would hug it if it was alive. That'd be kind of spooky.
Spooky is not the word I would use.
Especially because it's walled out.
Great bear. I'm totally hugging that bear.
I mean, bears are actually kind of an... Okay, so it's less so now that I actually live in a city, but back when I was in my hometown of Cold Lake, which is... Bears were, like, frequent, but more often than not, they were so accustomed to people that you could basically just ignore them and they would ignore you.
Maybe if we keep talking about bears, we'll summon Dax.
True, but I don't think he's
like
gonna be summoned for that kind of bear.
I just want to talk about how you grew up in a city called Cold Lake.
He barely is, it's technically a town.
town.
Barely.
That
a
name,
city?
That name.
I mean, yeah, guess what it's got?
Cold Lake.
Yep.
It's got a cold lake, and it's very close to a military base.
I just like I'm like thinking they'd be like us naming something like Hot Sand.
Is it as cold as Snow Lake?
Okay, let me put it to you this way, Feisty. Even on I think there was this summer Cold Lake hit a plus 38 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely insane for Canada. I don't know the metric one converting to Fahrenheit for you guys, but
108.
yeah, 108.
Yeah.
I think times 2.2 added 32. I don't remember. Again, that's very hot.
Yeah,
It's very hot, especially for that high end.
You could walk into Cold Lake and it would still be like walking into an ice bath.
Hello.
Hey, Dax.
Hey,
Is Leo the Ghost Puncher now Leo the Stormfrost?
we haven't gotten that far yet. We were mostly talking about
Leo the what now?
We were still hoping to summon you in the discussion of bears.
Hey, what do you know?
Real bears though. Sorry.
Also a valid interest.
Okay, I was proven wrong. I'm glad I didn't bet anybody.
We were gonna give Basics just a few more minutes so we could recap together. Oh, Basics was here last time.
Yeah, and also screw that guy.
Yep. All right, let's get started. Who remembers enough to get Marius caught up on his absence?
Oh, I know it.
He missed a turn twice because the DM forgot he existed.
He only technically missed one turn since I bargained for double
Can
turn.
confirm.
Hey, I
Both
helped
those events
bargain.
happened. Also,
I was on that
hello,
bargaining
Basics.
team.
Yeah, basics.
Hey. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
How you
It's okay.
doing, buddy?
Doing alright. I'm so sorry.
What is
Are you
happening
ready?
in your world?
Are you ready
Also-
for D&D?
Also, Foob, welcome back to
Sure.
the party.
Yeah, I'm here. Logging in, sorry. Oh lord. I was definitely here. I was just on my computer playing some Smash Melee.
Uh-huh.
That is not an acceptable excuse for being.
I was gonna say, is that
I
a
don't wanna
valid
lie.
use of time during a D&D night?
I don't know where the time went.
I don't know. I mean, is me still playing an ARAM counting as a valid use of time?
You must successfully answer 1 point of trivia then, Basics. What Canadian town is located 4 kilometers south of Wichita?
That's a tough one, John.
It's
I'm
Cold
gonna have
Lake.
to phone
You
a
were
friend
wrong.
on this.
I knew it was gonna be Cold Lake. Cold Lake. You just look up Cold Lake. That's the only way he knows.
Suzy,
Alright.
did you know that answer?
I didn't. 4 kilometers north. That I'm thinking of the map. That doesn't make any sense in my head. Like, that's basically on the other side of the lake, and I actually never went there. So
Oh, so it could exist. What I just said could be true.
yes.
100%.
But now the
Wrong,
fact that
though.
you've prefaced that makes me believe that I don't know whether you're telling the truth or not.
And that's the sweet spot I like to live in.
You
All
seen
right,
the shake
let's-
on Pachiro? Sorry.
I like Happy Basics. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't think he's talking to us, but I like Happy Basics.
Oh. Okay, I'm here.
Wait,
My
is there a
fault.
girl?
No. That was my roommate.
Okay.
Is your roommate a girl?
No.
Nice.
Uh,
Is it a boy?
Wait a minute.
Wouldn't you like to know?
yes,
You
that's
hear
why
him
we're
laughing in the
asking.
background.
Yeah, we absolutely do want to know.
Yes. What do you mean?
Is he a boy?
An amorphous blob.
Damn. That's,
No gender.
that's hot. Wait, what? Oh no. I don't know why that was the one that came to my mind.
Okay,
Let's steer it
laugh.
back on track to D&D and away from Basic Special Friend. Who remembers what we did last time well enough to do the recap for previously on D&D?
Nope, I'm drawing a blank.
And
Yeah, sure, I can do it. I haven't
Wow.
done this in a while.
My errand
So-
just finished.
There were 2 major events that took place in the last session. The first one was 3 of us went on a high-speed, varying intensity, depending on who you're asking, chase for a missing chimera. And we just randomly found Leo after quite a bit of tracking and panic from everybody who cared, holding on to both the chimera cub and a fish. And then the problem was kind of resolved of like, oh, sweet, now we have the chimera cub and also this fish. Wonderful. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Then we went back to what we were doing, which was apparently summoning a storm god to make Fubari's character Leo happy by turning him into a storm god or something. My
Turning him
character
into
was
Thor.
not paying attention to that part, but we were summoning storm god to somehow empower Leo, and so we waded down into the water, and a soulful tune started playing, and then we fought off the storm god friends, who were all water elemental type folk. And it was actually pretty bad because Leo forgot how to do anything in his supposed moment of triumph, and we were split into thirds. So
It would have
Also-
been better if Leo were piloted by his proper Fubarius, but
yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I mean, Feisty did a pretty damn good job. From what I remember watching.
I did get my first turn a crit and then rolled 100 on the crit table.
it's pretty solid
Which was-
stuff.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
Also, Kel straight up ate a gold coin.
I do remember that.
Yeah, but kind of off to the side, so not a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, if you're gonna make me tell you what happened, it's gonna be from the eyes of this character, and this character utterly did not see or care that you were eating our money.
Only
Reed's a
one
little
gold.
scared of Kel now.
You know what? That's probably for the best.
All right, to clarify the recap so far, the Storm God Valkyr is in need of an earthly champion, Apparently, worship of him has fallen way off, and he feels the world needs to be reminded of his strength and power. And so, for that reason, he agreed to help show us the way out of exile if one of them agreed to be a champion of Valkyr, which Leo jumped at as both an exciting opportunity and a way to honor his fallen comrade who also worshipped the storm. Does anybody else have any amendments, additions to the recap from a different perspective?
Kel had a bad day. Also, I'm still flying.
I'm apparently almost dead. That's exciting.
Yeah, the fight was pretty rough for a lot of us.
Yeah, well, there was the one island that had 2 monsters on it with 2 people, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, Reed was terrified.
It was the
He
most
did not like the almost dying part.
Aside from the bag of tricks, that was the most ineffective Kel has ever been in a fight.
But
I
full
think
on
your bag of
tricks
trips
MVP,
saved
yeah.
the fight.
It saved our island and let me run away to help you on your island.
Yes, Kel did absolutely abandon me with me and my shadow swords.
And also a giant badger and a giant rat. You're
And
welcome.
we found
Is
toys.
definitely abandoned.
I feel like it's an awkward sentence to say you were abandoned with the following people.
Are they really
mean,
people? They're
not
undead
really
badgers
people.
and rats.
They're weird shadow badgers and shadow rats.
I was left entirely alone with the 6 of these people. All right. So we kind of decided to end the session right there in the heat of the moment so that we could pick up when we had Fubarius piloting Leo Stronghammer. So unless anybody has objections, let's jump right in.
That's good.
Leo, you just landed a massive blow. A force so powerful surged through you. You were able for a brief moment to smite your enemies as becoming a conduit for the storm. Lightning lashed out of your form, arcing and burning away one of the last elementals. It's the strongest you've ever felt. There was you've spent your whole life training physically, but for a brief moment you were the open conduit for a power far beyond anything you've ever experienced. And I think internally you'd be lying if you didn't want more of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
The challenge as you understood it is now completed, and the avatar of Valkyr approaches you, resuming his giant monstrous water elemental form here, and tells you in a deep booming voice, "The crucible is complete. Rise, my champion." He motions one of the swelling waves to his side, becomes this large muscular arm that just like its whole palm could hold your entire body, your broad frame, but with a single outstretched finger, he touches your chest, and you feel almost a tidal surge. There's a moment where you feel like you are not controlled at all by gravity, and then almost like you're being buried in the sand by magnitudes greater gravity than you've ever experienced. There's a feeling of suddenly being sick to your stomach, and then you can just see nothing but white light for a minute, and then everything returns to normal. He conjures out of the flotsam and jetsam around the island there bits of naturally occurring driftwood, gathering them together, and with just the power of the waves starts shaping it into a singular piece of wood that takes the shape of a figurehead prow for a ship and presents it to you. Let me make sure this is something everybody can
He's
see.
giving
Leo
you
takes
some
it.
wood.
Yep. Nice.
Ah.
Explaining that this is for use in your recently renovated vessel. It bears the likeness of my favorite daughter, Cordelia.
Cordelia Chase? Sorry.
I know that name from something.
Yes, you should.
Leo's gonna take it and
Oh, that's from Angel.
Cordelia,
And
one of Yelsey's Pegasus Knights from Fire Emblem Awakening.
I think Cordelia is a common use name.
but specifically Cordelia Chase. Yes. He asks you if you have any questions.
What are my new powers through you?
He said they will develop in time. You'll need to explore them.
Oh, great and glorious Storm God, can you heal me to full health?
If you don't have
Wow.
any additional questions, Leo, like he wants you to explore your powers on your own terms, but he does name you his Tempest Knight.
Nice.
And
I was just gonna say, I was just asking if you could heal our allies as a favor.
tells you no. And he says it in such a dismissive way. He's also a god that values strength and bravery. So someone that needs to be repaired from what he considers to be a very modest and simple combat is beneath him. Telling you
Understandable.
something about if this is what you need my help for, perhaps I've overestimated your capability.
Fuck you, Storm God. I'm straight. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
As he recesses back into the water, just becoming part of the ocean around you, the ritual pieces disappear from the islands that were laid out by Ira, and he just tells you to go forth and be an agent of the storm. Externally, everyone else notices that as the storm god descends back into the seas and departs your company, there's a sort of like an aqueous orb around each of Leo's feet. He doesn't seem to notice that they're there.
How many feet does Leo have?
Leo has 2.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Hey, Leo, can you walk on water now?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Hey, Leo, can you breathe?
Look down.
Can you breathe underwater?
I don't think I could ever breathe underwater.
Can you
I
breathe
don't know.
underwater now?
Now.
Maybe.
Just grabs Leo's head and shoves his head underneath the water. I'm on the other island.
I guess I'm gonna test the waters and try and step on them.
Nothing happens except as you step foot into deep enough water that your feet would disappear. The aqueous orbs that have wrapped your feet disappear and reveal patent leather boots that are sky blue trimmed with silver lining that were not there previously.
Huh. Interesting.
Are they magic boots?
Activating your detect magic, they certainly radiate a powerful enchantment aura.
Were these boots made for walking?
I was just
Because
gonna
that's just
water.
what they'll do.
Do you want me to identify those boots for you?
Yes, please. Are they magical?
Do you want to pay me 100 gold?
I don't have 100 gold.
I mean, the party has 100 gold.
He's just gonna eat it.
I'm just gonna eat the 100 gold. That's how my powers
No,
work.
That's what
I'm
Reed
gonna
says.
ask, are you gonna eat the 100 gold or are you gonna use it for something useful?
I'm gonna use it to identify the boots. Now get your ass over here.
I guess I'm gonna start swimming over there. Just take my time and head over here.
Okay. I ritual cast identify on the boots.
Wait, did we give you 100 gold? Okay.
Those are fancy boots.
You get 100 gold then. Oh, they're a good color.
Oh, whoa.
Cool.
Nice.
I wonder who gets them when you die.
I do.
I had that exact thought.
To be fair, we never took your boots.
We did never take the
Just-
boots.
That's true.
I've
We
just-
did
I-
never take your boots.
I was very adamant on not taking boots.
Nobody took your boots, so
I wasn't there to
They're
take
still
your
there.
boots.
They're buried with you. So if your elf wants to take the boots, we would get very upset, but you could do it. They'd be yours again.
Marius is completely unimpressed by this god that won't even clean the blood off his robes, and is going to burn a spell to get everybody back up, probably to full.
Isn't Marius full health?
Yeah, but he was wounded, and now his clothes are dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do the
he,
boots recharge?
They do. It's written
Oh.
at the bottom.
I didn't scroll down far enough.
Nice.
try. I'm going to burn this 3rd level spell so that I get 10 charges of 2d6 plus bonuses healing.
Lav should probably come over to us too.
I'm assuming he'll get here at some point. Or he
That's
can
fair.
whine away from 60 feet like, guys, I'm really wounded.
Well,
This
there's this whole thing.
sucks.
There's this whole thing of there's an entire ocean. You want me to
If-
swim at
if I
3 hit
realized-
points?
If I realize what these boots are, I'm gonna go walk over to our elf friend who's dying and pick her up and bring
Thank
her back
you.
to the island.
My hero.
Try.
Yes.
I should
But it's gonna be like
probably
a fireman carry.
no longer be able to move Leo around.
Yeah, I can remove your permissions.
No, Leo's in the water.
No, I'm above the water. Just assume I'm above the water always.
Just flying.
The flying dwarf man.
Once Marius has successfully healed everyone, repairing their wounds and their clothing through the miraculous use of his aura of vitality, everyone has a moment to take stock of what's just happened here in the Crucible of Valkyr, as well as everything that's happened in Exile. It's been a tumultuous 3 or 4 days here, and you've done a lot, learned a lot, and grown quite a bit. As you recover on this small island, I'd like everyone to level up.
Oh shit.
Nice. What
Oh,
XP
hell
do we have
yeah.
to go to?
Oh, I have to get you the number, which I've written down. I'm gonna have to
12.
Google it.
It's probably 12.
You've earned 12 XP.
At least 6.
It only makes sense that 14,000 is level 5 and 14,012 is level 6. That just makes sense.
That is just how math works usually.
Yeah.
You should be at the new total should be 23,000 and change. If you just want to write down 23,000 for the character mancer, that's level 7.
I'm going to write down 24,000 just to
Very
be
well.
safe.
It was definitely 23,000. It worked.
Character Mancer level up.
And Fubarius, do you want to chat privately, or do you care if I discuss with you openly?
We can discuss openly. That's fine.
Okay. In terms of like the game in a meta sense, being the champion of Valkyr opens up the opportunity for you to take this level as paladin if that's something you still want to do. You'll be a paladin of Valkyr.
Okay.
And what I have been narrating for you is like a lightning stylized effect for your smite ability.
Absolutely.
The paladin class
I'm 100%
features.
on board for that.
So you will now be
level 7.
Barbarian 6, Paladin 1.
Okay. See.
Okay, so it's been a while. Do I hit either average or roll, right?
That is correct.
And I don't change the numbers or anything, I just hit the button.
What?
Okay.
There you go. You got the max roll.
What is the roll again? Let me see. I'm trying to what it is. It's something.
Dark side.
I
So
now
if I'm
have
taking one level of paladin, then I have to roll the paladin
Correct.
HP
You'll be
dice.
rolling
Okay.
Paladin hit dice, yep. Which should be a 10.
Take 8. 8 sounds good.
Am I able to take a spell? I can't tell with this. Oh wait, do I get level 4 here? Hold on.
Oh, maybe, yeah. That might be a thing.
Yeah,
Teleport
learning my
creature
level 4s are
casters.
going to be a little weird.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird.
Yep, I get a level 4 spell. Oh boy.
Ooh, I like this.
Yep.
My dex saving throws now make sure I take no damage. Yay!
Yep. Evasion.
That's the one I've been asking you about for like half the campaign because I'm so used to monks getting that earlier. I think in earlier editions they got them much sooner than level 7, but it's such an iconic monk ability. Like when I do well, nothing, and even when I do poorly, still pretty good.
Yeah.
Do I take reduced damage even if I'd fail the roll?
Well, actually, let me make sure they didn't make that like improved evasion or something. But evasion used to be that you take no damage on a success and half on a fail.
That's what it
Let
is.
me-
Yep, it is half damage. Well, no. Never, it doesn't say that. Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, I read the whole thing.
I was pretty sure they hadn't changed it. But yeah, it's very much like one of the most beneficial and iconic monk abilities in my mind.
That's wonderful. I like this evasion thing.
Yeah, it's not splashy and it's not going to kill anything, but it is so useful.
It means I can survive more shit.
So unfortunately, it also means that once your friends realize what it does, you're going to be the guy who has to go down the hallway of traps first.
Yeah, that's true. That's okay.
Least likely to die.
What level did we just level to? 7?
7.
Okay, just making sure.
No bonus levels.
Yeah, no, I just for some reason I was thinking like I went from level 5 to level 7, and I was like, that didn't seem right. I don't remember hitting level 6.
I am 99% sure we were all 6.
We
Okay.
were all level 6.
We were all
Okay,
6.
good. I just didn't want to make sure I over leveled for some reason.
Why are there no? Oh, there's one necromancy spell at level 4.
I
Why
got a
can't
gate.
my lucky roll apply for when I roll for HP? It sucks.
What does exhaustion do in D&D?
Exhaustion is like the additional combat track of penalties. It applies when you've overly exerted your character. I use it very sparingly because it tends to be extremely punishing and leads to some of those death spirals you can hear about. The first one I think is just disadvantage on skill checks. The second level of exhaustion I believe is disadvantage on all attack rolls, skill checks, and ability checks, and then it just gets worse from there.
'Cause I've got a
And
spell
then-
I could take that would mean you would have to deal with that. Because it's Sickening Radiance, which is a cool name, by the way.
It is kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
Dim light, a greenish light spreads within a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. The light spreads around corners and it lasts until the spell ends. So basically, you put it and it's in that area. Like corners won't block it. When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on that turn or starts its turn there, that creature must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage. And it suffers 1 level of exhaustion and emits a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius. It's kind of creepy.
That feels like something I should take.
This is
There's
really
a-
fucking creepy.
There are the exhaustion effects. I was wrong. Disadvantage on attack rolls is until 3.
But if you keep having to do a saving throw, does it mean you only are on level 1 or does it stack? Does it
It
keep going up?
stacks.
Read it to me one more time.
When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage, and it suffers 1 level of exhaustion.
Yep, that would be
Yeah.
stackable.
Yeah, it's stacking.
Yeah,
So
'cause
every
doesn't
single time they have to roll it, it would, if they fail, it's gonna keep going up and up and up and up and up.
Yeah,
right. If they
because
failed 6 times, then regardless of HP, they would just be dead.
That is nuts. I kind of want to take that now.
I really
Fucking
want to up
futz.
my dexterity and my charisma.
So, do I still get stuff from level 7 barbarian?
No, you'll be getting only the features of level 1 paladin.
Okay, because I feel like I messed something up because I now have feral instincts popped up in my like abilities, and I feel like that's a level 7. It says it's a level 7 barbarian thing, which is why I'm confused. I'm seeing it. I don't know if I did something wrong in multiclassing.
Let me take a peek.
Because I also feel like I have a lot more HP than I should have.
Feral Instinct is in fact a level 7 barbarian feature, so you should not have. Let me take a look at your character.
Can't you just reduce your experience to level 14,000 again and redo
The
it?
only pitfall that I have found with the Character Mancer is that it will not let you go backwards.
Huh.
Well, then, the whole last session was pointless. Welcome to Barbarian Hood.
Well, I still have the paladin like features too. That's why I'm confused. It gave me both.
You are now level 8.
Like it tells me I'm level 7.
Yeah, so there must have been a button to click for multi-class because you have leveled up to Barbarian 7 Paladin 1. You are effectively a level 8 character.
Oh shit.
And if we don't want to, well,
Is there?
Okay.
There's no way to level down. What the fuck did I do? Because
don't know.
in multi-class, I was able to put 1 level into paladin, but I didn't think it affected anything barbarian.
It might have still done a +1 level for barbarian because you can still
Oh,
put in the
shoot.
number of levels of barbarian that you're getting. So I think that might be what happened.
Might have been incumbent upon you to like -1 that Barbarian level and +1
I
that Paladin
didn't
level.
realize that. That sucks. I'm sorry.
I don't know what spell to pick. God damn it.
Give me a few minutes to
Al?
do some Fubarius while
Yeah.
I'm figuring out stuff.
have you read into Blight?
I have. It is kind of fun.
That seemed like that fit you like almost, completely.
Yeah, I was thinking possibly Blight and Greater Invisibility.
Oh, you have
However,
two? Oh shit! I only
yeah.
got one.
But there's also like Dimension Door and Divination,
Yeah,
which are both really nice spells to have. And I'm
I-
like,
I cannot
should
take divination. I would like to mention. Just keep that out there. I can't take divination.
yeah,
That's
so
all you
kind
read.
of I'm having a moment of like, should I do like purely utility or should I actually do like fighty things? But frankly, putting greater invisibility on myself and then just blasting someone that can't see me is kind of hilarious.
So here's the rub, Fubarius. We can do it 2 ways, and I'm equally fine doing either. The first option is one where you have full autonomy, and what we do is essentially screen cap Ghost Puncher as he exists now, and then delete his character, and you basically roll the Character Mancer up from 0, rebuilding this character. The other option is I go through and manually delete the things you should not have, which will just take me a few minutes now, and we'll roll back your hit points for whatever you just rolled.
Okay.
The third option, he's level 8 and he just doesn't level up the next time.
That makes him pretty OP for the upcoming encounters, though.
I know. I was kind of joking. That's the
No,
easiest way
well,
to do it.
That's true.
truthfully, all I really gained was feral instinct from barbarian, and I have an extra 10
Well, it also gave you
HP.
the extra rage and the extra HP. And
Oh,
the extra,
did yeah? That's I
Yeah.
forgot
So
about the extra rage.
Gonna go through and delete all the things you ought not to have.
Okay,
If
that seems
that's
like the
better for
easiest
you,
thing.
if you want to. I think it will ultimately be, but
I think I'm gonna take Sickening Radiance. That kind of fits with my character as well, sort of, in a way. I think. I mean, then there's also Fire Shield.
I also realized that I can get Dimension Door from the spellbook that I have, so that means I don't have to actually take it. It just means that it will take another day and more gold if we ever need it.
Since I ruined things and we have a couple minutes to talk, I have a one shot with some friends. I'm going to be doing a session 0 for this Sunday, and I'm thinking of what to make. I think he said we're starting out as level 6 characters, and so I'm like trying to think what I want to make, and I think I want to go fighter warlock multi-class.
It's interesting.
It sounds fun.
By just doing a Hex Blade Warlock.
That's basically what I would be doing, except taking two levels into fighter as well.
I wonder what you lose from not taking those 2 levels in Warlock if you're doing Hexblade.
It
I'm not
probably
sure.
means the difference between one evocation or one invocation and the levels of your spells all being level 1 versus being level 2. Or maybe that's not until 3. Maybe you're actually not giving it much. Unless you're only taking Warlock for flavor purposes, though, I think you really want to try to hit like Warlock 7 before you consider multiclassing, because you want both of the invocations for Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Otherwise, you just end up being kind of a weaker version of either of the abilities.
You're also giving up your like second patron feature if you do that.
True.
But it depends on the kind of game you're playing. If it's just, if it's just beer and pretzels fun, and you think it would be, thematically appropriate for you to be a warlock too, then that's a lot of fun to just roleplay. But if it's like a crunchy, we're min-maxers, you'll definitely be behind the curve.
It's definitely gonna be the first of the two.
Yeah,
but also I think we're gonna be doing more of a. I think it's more of like a role playing version, less dungeon crawl one shot from what he was telling us. It's a lot
Okay.
more persuasion checks, a lot more like puzzle sort of things. So I'm still not sure if I want to make a like fighter of some sort, like an actual high damage threat, or more of a like utility class.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
At 6th level Warlock as Hexblade, you can curse the soul of a person you slay and temporarily bind it to your service.
Okay, so I'm
Oh.
going Hexblade Warlock. That sounds awesome. Also, I kind of want a multi-class and fighter for the ability to wear kind of like any type of armor or be proficient with it. Because I think it'd be really cool if I was just wearing straight plate.
I think you get some kind of armor proficiencies from Hexblade. I'm gonna go double check that.
I think they do wear armor.
Are Hexblade Warlocks basically just like Death Knights?
Kind of. Sort of. You gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons.
Okay.
So not heavy armor, but you could sacrifice your ability point score to get the feat for heavy armor training, and so then you could just be wearing heavy armor as a
That'd be pretty
Hexblade.
cool.
I think like scale mail is medium armor or something of that effect, but I have to look it up.
All right, I think Leo's been de-leveled.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll pay attention to that next time. Make sure I only have one selected or added in.
We can look. I didn't think is mostly my problem and my fault. I should have talked you through it more carefully. We'll look at it together next time.
Okay.
I decided to take Sickening Radiance. Okay.
Siak. Ending Radiance.
I can prepare another spell.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, Lav, I've kind of figured that you're going to go more blaster for your spells, so I can cherry pick some of them, but for the most part, go for more utility stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's what I probably decided. That's what's going to inevitably end up happening because of how locked I am on actual spell slots. I can't change anything out. Once I learn something, I know it, right? So having to use some of these as utility is a bit weird. Am I making sense?
Yeah, no, you are.
Nobody told you had to be a sorcerer.
That is true, but I found it fun. Also, eventually, I was also gonna pick polymorph, but that didn't fit with my class fantasy, I think, and two, I didn't want to have to do the headache of, hey, let's go look up at this mob or one of our people. What's our combat rating so we can turn somebody into that thing or something like that? And I'm like, no.
It is one of my least favorite spells from like a DM headache perspective, but
I didn't want to give you a headache.
I almost took it.
I did take it.
Oh no!
It's a completely valid choice. It's in the spell book. We talked about it in the session 0 that I wasn't going to outlaw anything unless it becomes like degenerate. If every combat devolves into Zell wanting to airdrop Tyrannosaurus Rex feisty, then we'll revisit this conversation. But
Okay, we need to do an airdrop of Tyrannosaurus Rex feisty.
We need to do at least one.
At least once, yeah, exactly.
I have
Not every
we
combat,
have
not
the
every
flying
combat.
boots. We have a strong man with the flying boots, and we have polymorph. We can do this now.
I also just have the spell fly, so we can totally get this through.
Shit, we have a flying Tyrannosaurus Rex.
We could have two actually.
Okay, as the dinosaur lover of the group, I vote that Reed gets to transform. Thank you. That's all.
I ran an epic level campaign. Like the original home game when I was in high school ran for 11 years. And at the end they were level 37 when I finally decided to end it.
God.
And at one point it was just we had a barbarian 20, wizard 17, whose
Jesus
power
Christ.
had become so vast he just sat in this infinite citadel that he kept in orbit using divination magic to surveil the landscape, and then all of his teleportation spells were used to move the party from one place to another, including my most favorite fight where he teleported the entire party out of danger back to his orbital keep, transformed all of them into dire Allosauruses, challenge rating 22 monsters, and then teleported them back to the boss arena.
That's awesome.
You don't want to go with them? I don't think I'm needed. Fair enough. Chew through 600 third edition hit points before you have to even deal with the characters themselves. I didn't even get through the
God.
dire Allosaurus metamorphosis.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
While we're all just sitting here, can Leo accidentally activate Danger Sense, or not Danger, but Sense Evil, or Divine Sense?
Sure.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Just because I want to. Personally, I want to feel out things are in the area, but also I think it's kind of funny if he just like for the first time ever just accidentally uses it.
So Sense Evil and these kinds of detection-based abilities, I like a character to have them sort of personalized to their experience and their class. I've had everything from like, a deep olfactory reaction, like a powerful smell where different things smell different ways. I've had it be like an inner voice. I've had it be visual detections, auras. How do you see the spell working in your mind?
I think
do you
it should
think
be.
you smell evil? Do you think you hear, sounds? Do you read auras?
I think it's like Leo would maybe sense like a thundercloud above evil, and maybe like the light crackle of lightning from good people.
Okay. Your detect evil spell. You have spells.
I have spells
Uh,
now.
Give me just a moment to see the range on this. That starts to become important.
Like a low rumble would be probably evil. Of thunder.
Well, roll 20, open up, please, and thank you.
Good thing
Oh.
Cake isn't near you.
Mhm.
He might be evil.
I'm not, I promise.
I'm probably not evil.
Well, it's
Um,
all things I think as well.
you surveil the area, Leo. Most people resonate with you as being not tainted by the by the presence of evil. They are all kind, generous, and virtuous people. You see, ish. No one is patently evil. How about that?
Okay.
There is, however, surrounding Kel, there's this kind of dark cloud that covers them, which is also sort of like a metaphor for how you've experienced them. Most of your friendship is just always like a dark cloud's been following them, but specifically then you can now sense it on another level, and there's something about them that just seems not evil but off. And the more you focus at it, the gilded skull that they wear actually seems to you to be unhallowed.
Interesting.
You can, with divine sense, detect the presence of hallowed versus unhallowed ground. There's something about the helm that they're wearing that is, you're getting the deep dark rumbles of
Interesting.
this is unhallowed.
Not the helm of domination, is it?
No, of course not.
Hmm.
Who would even put that in a cave? All right, is everybody leveled up?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, let's go. I like to do this just so that everybody's kind of aware of new team capability. Let's start with basics. What kind of goodie did you get?
Kind of goody.
What level up? What can you do now that you couldn't do before?
Oh, I got evasion. Yeah, so any dex check that like within combat that requires that would like save my half of the damage that'll be taken, I can just fully negate the damage if passed. And my sneak damage does 4d6 now.
Dang.
So good luck.
Nice.
I can't wait to see that in 4 sessions.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, Alexis, talk us through what you do now that you couldn't do before.
I got a new spell, and I got another sorcery point. So now I can twin spells a bit more.
And it's a healing spell or a utility spell that will benefit the whole party.
Oh God, no! It's sickening radiance. It's great. I read it out loud earlier.
Yeah, that's the AE exhaustion one.
Yeah.
Jezza,
Yes.
what do we have now that we didn't have before?
Evasion, because you third time's the charm, I guess,
Indeed.
and stillness of mind. So I can use my action to end one effect on me that's causing me to be charmed or frightened.
That will come in super handy because we have had some interesting fear effects go way longer than they're supposed to. Marius, what did everybody's favorite rich elf do?
For the most part, just took new spells that will be mildly thematic of polymorph, mostly to charm or to turn big monsters into small celestial creatures like crabs.
Nice.
And charm monster, mostly because of the last session where he just decided that the Chimera was going to listen to him, and that was like a carnal power.
I like how me and Zell had the exact same idea on spells. Like, excuse me?
Yes, but I took charm monster so that I could steal your Chimera, whereas I'm
Same?
assuming you would have taken it so that you could figure out how to use your Chimera.
No, it's not my chimera. It's Jez's
Hmm.
chimera.
Oh yeah.
Are
our chimera.
It's the party's chimera.
It's our chimera.
We all have 32 coppers worth of ownership.
Oh
Nice.
boy.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you see the Cold War Russia My Little Pony versus American Patriotic Freedom My Little Pony?
No.
What?
Somebody did a special edition My Little Pony that's like old USSR colors and branding for a My Little Pony doll, and then another one did like the obviously stars and stripes, like, you know, long live capitalism, 60s era, go America. And my favorite comment on the post was, what we have here is basically a My Little Pony versus Our Little Pony situation.
Great.
I love that.
Excellent.
All right. Kel, what did you pick up?
More spell slots and 2 new spells, Blight and Greater Invisibility.
I like Greater Invisibility.
Yep, that just means I get to be invisible for an amount of time, and I can do anything I want.
I didn't think you needed a spell to do anything you wanted, but
I can do anything I want, and no one can see me.
oh, okay. Leo, what did you pick up?
I'm a paladin now, and which means I can sense evil and divine beings, and I can lay my hands on people.
I feel like you already asked people to catch hands, but
Yep, and I got more health now, so you guys can have me as a meat shield for even longer.
and Reed?
Reed picked up Evasion and Stillness of Mind. He is now extra hard to hit. And may as well just be immune to fear. And he can now remove Charmed.
Excellent. All right. Since you guys have completed the Crucible of the Tides, and Leo has been anointed as the Tempest Knight, the champion of Valkyr, and you were given the figurehead prow to affix to the newly renovated ship, we're dangerously close to being ready to venture back out into the open sea. Are you guys ready to return to the beach and see how the last minute changes to the ship are going? The last minute repairs and patch ups?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you guys approach the hut of Ira the Seer, actually, we're going to do it one more time just because I don't want you guys to forget what it looks like.
Oh, is that yacht or boat?
It is.
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
As you return to the hut of Ira, she's waiting outside for you with her arms crossed. She's got sort of like, there's something solemn about her positioning. And once you get within like close distance, she tells you, something has happened. You must see. And she points inside her hut.
Oh.
Reed walks in.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let's get in.
You find Captain Drake is alert, sitting at the head of the table with a mug of ale in one hand and a heel of crusty bread in the other, just munching away and drinking his heart's content. He seems happy and way more playful than you've ever seen him before.
Interesting. I guess forget what I whispered you.
Well, I'll never forget it, but
Good to know. Captain, are you okay? What has happened to you?
he doesn't, his gaze never lifts up off the table. He pays no attention to you.
Oh, you're dead, Cap.
He raises his head up and sort of scans the room, hears loud voices, but there's seemingly no recognition.
I would like to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
As a ritual. I saved that spell slot. There is a vague enchantment effect surrounding him, but it seems almost dispelled. But there's like a lingering haze around his person. The aura of undeath that you previously detected is no longer.
Okay. Is it Leo? Is it evil?
I
It
don't
is
know.
not. Leo gets no sense of evil from it.
Well, this is very.
Does he-
weird.
sound like he understands our conversation?
He's speaking with other members of the crew at the table. He understands language and can communicate just fine.
Just
Is
not.
he behaving like he recognizes them?
No, it's a very polite, very superficial conversation.
Childlike.
Like amnesia?
That seems reasonable. She says that he woke up moments ago, just sat up and asked for water, but he seems to have no memory of who he is.
I walk up and I'm like, do you know what the front of a boat is called?
He thinks about it for a minute and takes a long drink from his ale and just says, "Is it not called the front?"
No, it is not.
He mutters something about you looking quite fit and asks for more ale.
Oh my.
Sure.
The stoic demeanor of the captain you've known is no longer present. There's not even a hint of him recognizing you, and this is certainly not the way he's behaved in the past.
I'm the captain now.
I think not, Mr. Gold Eater.
As Kel jokingly suggests that, there's an exchange of glances in the hut. Everyone starts to whisper, and there's this loud conversation that starts to happen slowly over the course of several minutes. Hushed whispers become loud vocalizations, shouting and shoving. At one point, a knife is drawn. You guys are moments away into devolving into just a mass violent conflict. I would say an insurrection, but there's...
I need an adult.
That's when Ira says, she slams walking stick down on the table, which draws everyone's attention to her. And she just says in a very calm, very succinct voice, "A ship must have a captain." And she looks to each of you and asks for you to decide who the captain of this ship shall be.
Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Yeah, Leo first came to my mind.
Leo, you've been blessed. Perhaps you should take up this charge for now.
I have a child. I shouldn't be a captain.
I want Stormboy to be the captain.
Leo, do you want to be the captain?
I don't want not to be the captain.
Ah, classic decisive leadership.
Leo will be like, I guess I'll take on this role.
Then
Someone has to lead us out of here.
the first order of business, I believe, is for you to address the assembled masses who are about ready to kill each other over the prospect of which of them might be the captain, and see if you can rouse your crew.
Okay. Leo's gonna hop up on the table and pull out the manville and slam it down to get everyone's attention.
Poor table.
That
Without
poor table's
breaking
gone.
the table.
It erupts
Without
into a
breaking
shower
the
of splinters.
And then Leo's gonna say, "Sailors." He's not sexist, so he's not gonna say men. I'm gonna be the captain for now until we can get. I forgot the actual captain's name.
Drake.
Captain Drake. Until we get help him get his memories back, because it looks like he's lost them. And I'm gonna help us get out of here. Who's with me?
Yarr!
Leo, I need you to make a persuasion check.
Alrighty, here we go. Hold on.
Could he be
I don't
assisted
have
by
advantage.
us with endorsing him?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Cool. That's my specialty.
If all of you stay resolute in this, endorsing the captain universally, I would let him make the persuasion roll with advantage.
Oh, well. I did it with disadvantage, but I rolled a 20.
Okay, here I go.
No.
Nice.
We're off to a great start. I
You
have
hear a
something I want
couple
to
of
follow up
people
with.
moaning and talking shit. You hear one person call you Captain Halfman, probably a jab at your height. They're not universally sold. There's this, how do you plan to get us off this island, and what's our next stop? Do you even know? How will you protect us? We need a real captain.
Reed would like to speak up and say almost immediately, Captain Halfman here is more than twice the man you'll ever be. While you were here on the beach, we were out fighting for the respect of the gods. He's been blessed. He can guide us.
He's got a magic prow.
He's got a fucking hammer anvil.
Leo, show them your wood.
To answer the questions, I'd be like, well, we're going to, we have the blessing of Valkyr, god of the sea. He blessed us with a prow for our ship, which will help enchant our new ship, help us lead our way home.
The crowd seems to be calmed by this. Make another persuasion check, Leo, again with advantage.
I'd like to add one quick effect to that, and I will absolutely burn a spell slot. I'm just going to whisper cast this to enlarge him to large size.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh man.
Excellent. As you raise your voice, everyone takes a safety step backwards as your body swells to fill the space. You're now larger than the table is wide. Say your piece. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Cut out for me.
I need you to address the crew one last time. What will you say that secures their confidence? Do you want to make a promise? Do you want to intimidate them? Do you want to press them into service?
I kind of want to tell them if any of them have a problem with me being the captain, they can wrestle me now. And kind of intimidate them. That's kind of what I want to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay. You
just flexing
are
my
already
big old muscles.
You're impressively muscled. No one was going to wrestle you before, and now that you are literally a human square, twice as large as you, twice as wide as you are tall, no one takes you up on it. No one accepts the Makagorai. They all kind of just fall in line. You can see that there are some people who like the way this has happened, but a captain is better than no captain, and that hive mentality starts to develop, and people are falling in line. At least for the time being, you seem to have a crew that supports you.
Nice.
The seer grabbing her stick and using it to clear off some of the cookery that you've shattered just asks for a single cheer for Captain Stronghammer. She taps once, twice, and then everyone uproariously cheers.
Here.
Like,
Captain Stronghammer!
I'm gonna say Captain Ghost Puncher.
Nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Is there a captain's hat by chance? Can I wear it?
I steal the captain's hat from the captain and I put it on top of Leo's hat in the revelry.
Fair enough. There are a few decisions that need to be made. Their Ira, as promised, is offering to give you guys supplies to help restore what was lost when you initially shipwrecked here. She also wonders what is in the best interest of Captain Drake. She says that she has thought about it greatly.
I think Captain Drake. I think former Captain Drake would be better living his life in
exile.
Not in exile. I'm not saying in exile because that's what the island's called. But
Exactly.
being
Is-
watched in a more controlled environment, for sure.
Is there a way to help him regain his memories?
She knows of no such magic, and her ability to see his destiny is clouded. On the 3 separate attempts, she has seen no path for him or a multitude of possible paths, but for some people, destiny is uncertain.
Could we potentially use the Everything Orb to help him regain his memories?
I don't think it's smart to use the orb on the same guy twice. Just saying.
I would like to propose the thought that maybe using it on one of our healers as a conduit to help them channel whatever they need to channel would not be using it on him, but using it on the user, the healer
Yeah.
themselves.
Because when I tried to use it for him, it ended up just getting used on me.
I would like to once again stress that this object of world reorienting power should not be wasted on an amnesiac.
I'm actually
I actually agree with Marius.
I'm with Marius. I've been
Yeah.
with Marius this entire time. I just don't think we
Oh.
should use it.
Mr. French Toast guy.
Is that Mr. French Toast?
I was pressured into using it. Excuse you.
You were not.
You were
I
not.
I was
definitely were
100%
not pressured into using it.
You pressured yourself into using it for French Toast.
The French toast made me do it.
If anyone
I don't blame
gets me
you.
doing this, say up now. Well, no one said anything. I'm going to use it right now.
I'm gonna summon French Toast.
Yep. I'm gonna flip a coin. Heads I wins, tails you lose. Ready?
I invoked French toast and I won. Anyway,
Reed would like to suggest, regardless of the use of the orb, Reed offers the thought that maybe being on the ship once again, with his surrounded by his crew and experiencing the sea, might bring back or jolt some memories.
Well, you gotta get him on there first.
Yeah.
Or this man that has no current experience or knowledge of being on a ship will fall off the bow in 5 minutes. He doesn't even have sea legs anymore.
Yeah, I say leave him
We
here.
get Marius,
Muscle
we
memory.
get to hire him as an intern.
I'm already babysitting the six of you.
You don't have to stay here with us.
I am an academic. You are not babysitting me.
Yeah, and I'm a kobold.
I'd like to go up to former Captain Drake and ask him if he would like to join us on this adventure, or if he'd like to stay here.
I tell him that he might die and you should probably stay here.
I shut Lev up.
He said, "What did the elf say about me dying?"
It's not important. He says that all the time.
Not say that all the time.
I'd say something along the lines of traveling anywhere, no matter what, always involves a risk, and that's the one he was trying to tell you about.
The risk where we're going toward a world-ending power.
He asks, "Where would we be going? This place seems very nice. Why would you want to leave it?"
I think you should stay here. 100%.
Yeah, why are we trying to leave this place?
And I'm going to make a persuasion roll to try to persuade him to stay.
We're back to the question that we dodged last time. Where are we going to go? If not back to Pendilor like I asked.
We are not going back to Pendilor. We have something to do.
There is
Yeah,
the
we
main
can go.
island that we need to go to based off of where it is in relation to exile. That is where the plot is.
And we are not going back to Pendilor until we are done with our mission, and our mission is not done. And I'm still going to try to persuade this goddamn captain to stay here.
Do it.
Thanks to Kel, I think on my map I'm going to call it Plot Island. I mean, it's
Yeah, I rolled an 18 to persuade him to stay.
that is very convincing. He begins to see line of thinking that this beautiful utopian tropical paradise seems way better. That there's tons of, craft brew to drink and baby lambs to play with, and he looks at Ira and he goes, "Honestly, she's not so bad on the eyes." think you're right. This seems like the best place for me.
She's sort of bad with her eyes.
I was waiting. Unless anybody objects, he seems like he's going to be pretty happy and content just staying here with Ira, looking after the dog Sky, and considering this like a retirement for him might not be an altogether awful idea. Hold on a second, I'm reading something.
Like
I was just gonna say real quick. I think Leo would agree to whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
So even if Lav did persuade him, if that's what he wants to do, then I'm not going to persuade him otherwise.
Reed takes a moment to speak to him privately. Do you want to attempt to persuade him to a different line of thinking, Reed, or is that just is that more for you than it is for him, where you just want him to, like, you want to be comfortable saying you said what you wanted to say? Or
This is
you
what
trying
Reed
to
would. This is how Reed would address the captain. Like, it would not be to convince him one way or the other. It would just be his words to the captain to help maybe give him some clarity and thought to consider both angles.
There's a part of him that almost looks sad once you're done speaking, but it's sadness because he doesn't recognize the person that you're talking about. The words that you chose are beautiful, but they're not about him, according to him. And while they are beautiful words, they have no impact on him.
Very well.
Goodness, you're wrong and insensitive.
You heard nothing, Marius.
So Iris has then it's decided he shall be one of the castaways left here on exile, while the rest of your crew, Captain Ghost Puncher, loads up with provisions. I suspect there's one more matter that needs your attention.
Is it the Chimera?
Yes.
How are we going to feed
no.
a Chimera?
She chuckles and says, "Your job was to rid this island of Chimera. You either kill it or take it with you. I care not which."
Aww.
I
She
pipe
says,
in from the back.
"Dude."
One of those is not an option. I'd like to make that clear.
They're cute and cuddly now, but very soon it will be a ravening murder feast.
We are not killing Zell a second time.
And
Or Zaz.
But could
Sorry.
we? Could we though?
We're not killing Zaz a second time.
that the crew of the Dauntless suffered greatly. Half the crew is dead. The ship was destroyed and rebuilt. Perhaps it needs to be rechristened. That way you are not haunted by the ghosts of your past. In short, she's suggesting that you rename the ship, so that moving forward, everyone has a new and clear identity.
I have a suggestion.
I also have a suggestion.
If you have a suggestion, let's write it down in chat, and then let's all vote on it.
Yes.
I don't know if we should Discord or in Roll20.
20, right?
I totally want to name a ship the Lady Vengeance from Divinity 2.
Aww.
The Vessel of Zaz.
That's a cave, not this ship.
I like
It's
the
a hole,
Emerald
not
Dawn.
this ship.
What if we
I
called
can't do
it
the Emerald
Zaz's
Dawn
Respite?
because in my Star Wars campaign, our ship was called the Emerald Sky. It's too close.
Why don't we
That's fair.
like combine two of the ideas and go with?
The Vessel of Vengeance.
No, I
Ooh,
was
the
gonna say
Lady
this.
Stride.
Zaz's Vengeance.
Zaz's Vengeance. I like that.
Yeah,
Also-
I think John, you knew what he was going for.
It's my job to be 80% right and 20% comic wrong.
Are there any bones nearby?
What kind of bone?
What kind of bones do you think I'm looking for?
Whale bones. You're looking for whale bones.
We did bury, 16 members of the crew. We didn't recover all of the bodies, but we did recover several.
Are there any bodies that aren't of the crew?
Give me a moment to consider this.
Is there a spell called Sense Bones? It's like a metal detector, but for bones.
Yeah, Google how to find bones.
What was the god again?
I'll show you a
Valkyrie.
bone.
Valkyr.
Valkyr. Oh, that's what's written down. Okay.
Um,
I like that.
I think that
Valkyr's
there might
blade.
be an older graveyard where previous lost people who have washed up on exile might have lived their lives and died here.
Then I'm going to ask the seer if I can. How do I want to phrase this?
Christen the bones.
Not christen the bones, but
Repurpose the bones.
yeah, make use of the bones that have been abandoned
Recycle the bone.
by those that have been lost.
Recycle.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Reduce, reuse, and
It's
close the
reanimate.
Wait a minute.
She gives you an unexpected answer. You were expecting some kind of pushback, and she says that everyone buried at the top of the hill at different times, companions and friends, their bones are of no use to them or me anymore. Do as you will.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna wander off while we are doing that to burn a 4th level spell slot to cast Animate Dead at 1 above and raise 4 skeletons.
Nice. Skelly boys. Now we're the skeletons.
Curiosity. Could I ritual cast, or is that only like a wizard thing?
That is, I believe, something a sorcerer can do. Give me a second to make sure you are a ritual caster.
It's a class feature. So it'll be listed on your class feature box.
Then no, I don't have that.
Druids can ritual cast.
Yeah, as can clerics.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Wasn't sure if you would not.
And I'm assuming it's the same day where I'm only spending 2 hours to learn the remove curse. And I still have 4 remaining hours, right?
I'm fine with that, yep.
Okay. And I'll do it tomorrow. Unless something explodes.
Kablamo.
So
You
do
do
we
have
decide on a
another
name?
roll.
You're the captain.
Yeah, Leah.
I see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I just do a roll D17?
I mean, you can roll a d6 and cut the Emerald Dawn. I'm not going to be super sad.
Or you could just roll a d8 and a 1 as a reroll.
Or
Okay.
you can make a decision like a captain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
The Vessel of Zaz it is.
Eh.
I thought a
I
1 was a
like the
reroll.
boat.
I see a 5, but
That would make it a 4, right? Since the 1 is a reroll. So you
Well,
get
that
the
would-
Emerald Dawn.
No, that would mean Stormblatt 2.
Captain, you made the rules. Just pick the friggin' name.
Just pick a
I
name.
honestly like Zaz's Vengeance the best.
Let's do it then. Sure.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Except one important complaint. Zaz only has 2 Z's.
All right, we'll remove
That's
one of them.
fine.
So it's AZZ.
Well, did he ever tell us that?
And that's how the ship accidentally became the Ass Vengeance.
We let out a big cloud every time we arrive.
Oh no!
Hey,
we do
look.
though, because of the prow.
We can because of the
Oh boy. Oh no! I was worried about potential metagame misuse of this. Never in my wildest fantasies did I contrive the possibility that it would be a fart cloud.
All right, just for like a meta level, that should be it. But no, in game, seriously.
I'm going to call it Ass's Vengeance out of character. That's just what it's going to be.
Yes,
All right.
But it's
agreed.
still Zaz's vengeance.
In game, the ship is now rechristened as is. The
Is that how you spell vengeance, or is it EANCE?
It is EA. I misspelled Miss
Hmm.
Vengeance, by the way.
There we go.
just one.
Look at that. That was the name combined with 3 people. Everybody contributes.
That is always my hope. Excuse me, guys. Oh, Captain, my captain. The vessel is loaded. It is midday.
But is it locked?
Oh boy. When do you want to leave? When do you want to put off? Do you want to stay the night and leave first thing at dawn?
At the next high tide.
Leaving at high tide would be noon tomorrow.
Okay.
Then we wait. We spend the night. Everyone will have a chance to perform overnight activities, regain hit points, spell slots, etc. Does
think
anybody
we should-
have any housekeeping tasks? Go ahead, Dex.
I was gonna say, I think we should like throw a party at the christening of our new ship. Celebrate the good times with our crew.
Accidentally burned down the boat.
No, no.
It's gonna be a fucking rager.
I have something I need to do though.
Okay, what?
I am going to go find little Zaz, and I'm going to gather up as much of his nest as I can, and I'm going to try and get him onto the boat to get him to like get used to it.
That's probably a really solid idea.
Yeah.
Let's shortcut this a little bit and give me a animal handling check to try to get him to the boat. He's happy to follow you. He's very friendly with you. But once you get anywhere near the dry dock and the rowboat that takes you out to the ship that's, he's very tenuous.
Is he like refusing to even like step onto the dock like the wood? Or-
He follows you, but it's like at a quarter speed, and he's very, very, very apprehensive. Every time the boat shifts or there's a weird, water against the dock sound, they stop and all heads look around.
Okay.
Try bribing him with a bit of the fresher shark meat.
Yeah. So I think I'd like to do that as we approach kind of the gangway going up to the ship. I'd like to assume is it safe? Do I have some of the thresher shark meat or anything I could coax him with?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
There was plenty left over, so.
Okay. So as we approach the gangway, I'm holding it out to him, and the dry dock is steady. I'm assuming, but does he come up? Does he start to come up the gangway as as he comes for the food?
It's slow, and I'll need you to make an animal checker.
Okay. Animal handling. All right.
It's animal handling, right? In this.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, just as you've got him, a quarter of the way up the gangway, one of the sailors approaches the new ship, the new Zaz's Vengeance, with a bottle of wine stolen from Marius's personal stash, and just smashes it against the prow of the ship for ceremonial good luck. But just that whole screaming and shattered glass thing spooks Lil Zaz, and he runs back to the beach.
Quick, use charm animal.
Our monster.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I kind of look at him and I go, throw your first chance. I go after little Zaz, and I kind of I make his nest on the edge of the beach just to get him to be near the boat and to get him to calm down because I imagine he's quite scared.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want any kind of help?
I'm assuming you are all at the party and I didn't invite anyone there, so.
Okay.
And also, I've
not
helped
that I
you out with
don't
that.
want help. I just don't think it's canonical to have it.
Mhm.
It takes him a while to recover from the spook, but eventually he brings you like a length of coconut husk and wants to play the tug of war game again. And he
Okay.
kind of like resumes that friendly pattern of, oh, okay, everything's right with my.
All right. So I don't want to take up too much time, obviously, though. So
Mhm.
is it next day or?
Yeah, we'll shortcut to the next day.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any like before evening tasks?
Marius is going to spend all night charting stars and trying to figure out the course for wherever we're going.
Island.
Hell is gonna spend time with Opie.
Okay.
Reed is going to spend more time with the seer and the captain, the former captain.
Okay. He's drunk, very drunk, but he seems happy, and he seems to kind of have a thing for Ira, which is like equal parts gross and sweet.
I think Reed
Oh.
would be charmed by that.
Yeah. And the Opie's only thought on the whole thing is that with 100% sincerity, he believes he should have been named captain. And like even the slightest chuckle or smile about it, like, you know, he just is very taciturn, like, I'm being serious. He believes he had what it takes.
Aw.
Can we make
Um,
Obi the captain of one of the dinghies?
That's up to you, Captain.
I don't see why not.
Does he want to be the captain of one of the dinghies? 'Cause then he's technically captain of a boat.
I'm gonna ask Opie if he wants to be a captain of a dinghy.
Very much he does.
Then
He would.
absolutely.
Cool. I salute Captain Opie.
Nice. He wants to know what the name of his ship is.
Well, Opie, since you are the captain of your ship, that means you get to name it.
Why do I feel like
Yeah.
it's going to be Opie's ship?
The
Yeah,
dopey
he's sort of vacillating between Opie's boat and the ultimate adventure revenge cruiser.
I'm gonna say the ultimate avenge. Wait, say that last one again.
The ultimate Avenger revenge cruiser.
Yeah, that one. We'll pick that one.
Ultimate Adventure Revenge Cruiser. That's great.
Oh man.
I'm gonna help him paint like sick decals on it. The skeletons are gonna help too.
I had a really
It's a family matter.
I had a really bad thought about what we can name that boat.
What?
Zaz's left testicle.
No!
Why?
No!
I don't know why
No!
that popped in my head because we're riding on the Zaz's vengeance, and the boat's just a smaller version of the big boat.
I'm Zaz's the captain of Zaz's left nut.
I think
Deploy the two assault cruisers, left nut and right nut.
I feel like a better name for it is Zaz's regret.
Yes.
Is it
Zaz's
because he had little regret?
Ultimate
he was an
Avenger
awesome
Revenge
character.
Cruiser.
All right. As you guys are getting ready to wind down the party and go to bed for the evening, Reed asks the seer the question that he yes, the UARC for short. The question there, and let me find a way to chop this a little. This is the advice she gives each of you before you depart for your separate bed situations. So I believe everybody, probably except Jezza, hears this.
Okay, I shall not read.
You can.
I don't
read, I'm
even.
just-
Okay, I don't even know how to read. I do. I just.
I wrote it down in case you guys ever want to reference it again.
Okay. Well, we have a map.
The path of destiny takes you into the setting sun for 3 days. On the fourth night, turn south away from the Sea of Lights. The Song of Gulls will lead you to your objective.
Marius is just gonna beat boop it into a star map. It's like, got it. We're going southwest 7 days. Understood.
Beep boop. Traffic detected. Shall I suggest an alternate route? Okay. Then everybody goes to bed. The evening passes without incident. Everyone gets a very restful, very full night of that is undisturbed. In the morning, everybody wakes at dawn to begin the last-minute preparations to have one last breakfast here at the hut with Ira on the island before you guys wait for high tide and make your way off this blessed/accursed place. As is customary now for Kel at the start of every day, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Was it supposed to be a wisdom saving throw every time? Because I think the first time
No.
was a charisma saving throw.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's different sometimes.
It is different, yep.
I see. Okay, that's much better.
Interesting. It is much better.
Interesting.
Better than a 3.
Better than a 3. This morning, actually, sorry, we've been doing this privately.
Yes.
You just
Drop down to
drop
D and D.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was talking about morning?
Gonna be honest. There's something primarily satisfying about being a jerk. I see why so many people like it.
It's fair. We're not going to Pendilor.
Yeah. We'll talk about that when we decide if anybody but my character knows how to look at a compass.
We're not going to Pendilor.
All right.
While they're doing their morning thing, what I typed is relevant. I'm practicing more techniques on the shore, and I invite Jezza to join me, and Alexis I invite as well because we had discussions about stretches and stuff.
Sounds good. Jezza, I'm not Jezza. Alexis reluctantly walks over.
All right. And we're back
Thank goodness.
for Chef Boyardee.
Everything's on fire. I'm so sorry.
I ate all of the gold.
You did not.
And half of the ship. But it's okay, only the left half.
Wasn't the left nut?
It was the U arc that I ate.
Nice. Kel and Leo spent some time talking together, sort of in the surf at dawn while everybody else is getting ready for breakfast. This breakfast is almost like a somber occasion because it means farewell to the island that's been home for a week and to your new friend Ira, and it means saying goodbye to your old friend Captain Drake. So while everybody's in a good mood, there's that sort of bittersweet aspect to it.
Oh, I also recast Animate Dead to resert control on my 4 skeletons,
Nice.
burning
The skeleton
level
who
3.
joined you for breakfast.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else, or are we ready to get back on that boat?
Just that Reed and Alexis are doing their stretches and stuff. Did Jezza join? I don't know.
I'm still trying to. I'm at the point where I think I just have to carry him onto the boat, but I don't know if he's gonna like that.
How weird would it be for the skeletons to pantomime eating and drinking?
Be great with actual fluid, just like running through the empty ribcage, splashing on the floor.
Like actual fluid.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of the family.
I just kind of as I'm stretching, I'm just watching these skeletons like drinking water. I'm like, they're just very, very uncomfortable the entire time.
God damn it, Kel.
All right, we're gonna go over to Jezza and Lil Zaz for just a second. With the hustle and bustle of everybody doing last-minute preparations, it is the most awkward time to try to board the vessel. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
So I will need another animal handling check.
Okay. Jazza, yep. All right. Suck.
Nice.
It's not a crit, but the polar opposites of this.
I think that's a very good success. You got up early, did all of Lil Zaz's favorite games, kind of tuckered him out to a point where you're like half carrying him through most of the journey because he's kind of asleep.
Yeah.
Where on the ship do you want to set up his nest?
Okay, so the way I'm thinking of this boat is very similar to Warcraft boats, where like on the underside where the wheel is, where the captain is, there's an area that leads downstairs to the underhold. I don't know what the lower section of a boat is called, actually.
The underbelly?
I've heard it called a hold. Yeah.
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 The whole-
So basically, there's the crew quarters, and then at the back of the hold, there's generally a slightly raised area where they have boxes and like store like supplies and the like.
A
Mhm.
cargo bay?
Yeah. So in that area, I'm gonna grab all. I'm gonna set him down, and next to him, I'm gonna take all the straw and everything that was used to build his nest. I'm gonna build him a nest right there on that little elevated area, and I'm gonna warily put him in it and just kind of be there with him while he's real tuckered out to get him used to being on the boat.
I guess stay.
Okay. Are you gonna sit with him like throughout the voyage, or are you just sitting with him now until he gets settled?
Until he gets settled. So basically, I'm gonna let people know that I'm below decks with him, and I'm just gonna kind of be there for the moment, making sure he's comfortable once the ship starts moving.
Okay. Yeah, I think the 20, I'm going to let that work. He's well situated. He's comfy in his little space. You get a little bit of home with him. You can tell he's uneasy about the creaking wood all around him. He doesn't like not being able to see the sky.
Yeah.
But, I mean, change is troubling for anybody at that age.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to repeat myself, I guess, but last call for anything, last minute chores on the island. Anybody need to say or grab anything? It's not me trying to trick you. I just want to make sure I don't rob you of your agency.
Reed says some last minute words to Captain Drake, offering some of his knowledge with healing herbs, already knowing the seer would know everything he knows, and just then says his goodbyes.
I cast mage armor.
I guess Major were nice. Can't say I did.
You know what? I'm also gonna cast Mage Armor.
I high five Lav as we are sparkly mage armor.
I'd like to.
Fuck yeah.
I'd like to prep a movement in case there's stalactites about to fall.
Can I cast evasive and be sparkly too?
Oh boy.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, I can mage armor won't do much for you. I think it might.
Maybe.
It's 13 plus dex mod.
No, he's got a low AC. He's just got a fuck ton of health.
Yeah.
All right.
should change that.
Then, as you guys are loading up onto the boat, she is, shaking hands or embracing the members of the crew that have helped her repair the ship saying her goodbyes. Ira and former Captain Drake are just waiting to say goodbye to each of you. He's offering to shake your hands. You can tell like she probably put him up to it. He doesn't really understand the significance of it, but he's happy to do it if it makes her happy. And as each of you walks up the gangway, she has a small bit of advice that she whispers in each of your ears. Would you like me to whisper them to you privately?
Yes, please.
Heck
Yes.
Because one of them's going to be like, "You're a jerk,"
Actually,
and then Kig's going to get pissed off, and we're not going to know why.
I am going to do it in Discord. I think that might be easier.
Like Secret Christmas.
dear. Hey Zell. Did you tell nephew that you are playing C, but in a different way already? Because we're about to get on a boat.
I kind of zoned out because I was reading a text message. I don't remember why we're doing this right now.
That's some weird advice, but okay. Oh no.
I'm glad you like yours, because Marius hears that and is like, "Yeah, all right, cool, more stuff to forget."
This is just the seer of the future, the person who can see the path that destiny has written for each of you, giving you parting words of wisdom as you walk the gangway up to Zaz's vengeance to board it and leave forever.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Destiny was writing the plot.
Mine sure is spooky.
Mine is too.
Hey, I thought you
Yep.
were writing this.
Man,
Mine's
y'all got
vague.
spooky stuff. I just got direction.
I don't like mine, but at the same time, I don't know if I should not like mine.
It's not your best friend could turn on you. Be aware, is it? That would be sad.
Wow, he's really quiet.
Uh
Uh-oh.
oh.
All right. We're not allowed. We're not supposed to say what it means. I can't say yes or no. That's confirmation or affirmation.
Oh, fair enough.
Once everybody is on the boat, the gangway collapses and the ship is off. The figurehead on the prow activates a small gust of wind that really just pushes you guys into the surf super, super violently. And the island starts to shrink behind you faster than you were expecting. There's one last call from the beach. The seer and Captain Drake are waving goodbye, and you think over the crashing of the waves and the roaring of the wind, you hear her say, "Next time, remember to bring honey."
Where were we gonna get
Promise
honey?
we won't
Next
forget.
time.
Okay, we need to pick up honey on our next stop. Just
True.
like hands down.
Honey doesn't spoil. We just need to have some.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll talk about next steps.
Okay.
Zoom zoom.
Be right back.
What, 5 minutes?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay.
I never really left. I just kind of
Hello.
been sitting here.
I ever
Same. Just been sitting here the whole time.
Same. But also eating pizza.
Nice, which is way better than falling asleep at your desk.
Yeah.
Which no one here has ever done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foo.
Yeah, no one's ever done that. What are you talking about? I didn't fall asleep. I was napping. Different.
You should have. You should have asked. You should have seen me last night at 14 raid. I asked the group if we could go on our halfway break, and I did it through yawning, and they're like, "Yeah, I think we should, considering you're falling asleep at your chair."
Mm-hmm.
And then he set an alarm for himself and then actually fell asleep.
That's rough. Yeah.
But I wasn't late.
Sure weren't.
And that's why alarms exist. All right. I don't have a ready check button, so I'm assuming we're all here. Well done, guys. On board the newly christened Zaz's Vengeance, we are now out in the open sea. We are
exciting.
presumably we're following the seer's guidance of west for several days until criteria is met.
Yeah, I put it into the GPS.
Beep, boop, beep.
What's your GPS named?
Global positioning stars.
We don't talk to the GPS, sir.
Zaz.
Tom?
But it does
The
talk
GPS
to you.
The GPS talks to us.
Oh, damn. He just called you GPS, son.
Oh, dear.
All right. I have a fun button I get to press, and then I'll continue with what we're doing.
I don't like fun
I don't like the fun button.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh. So
I don't know if
last
that's
week's
good or
luck
bad.
continues.
That's bad. Whenever he says that, it's bad.
No, whenever he laughs like that, it's bad.
I just
Quick, initiate the fart cloud.
I'm glad I cast mage armor.
Leo, as captain of the ship, you are keeping our course true and doing your best to just look captainly, which is harder than you thought it might have been. You suddenly get a small tingling. Your mustache hairs stand on end, and despite there being no weather present, you start to sort of feel the rumblings of a distant storm. You are detecting something. It has all of the hallmarks of undeath.
Uh-oh.
It's not me, I swear.
As the ship continues to just steam ahead in the direction west that we're traveling, the ambient light around you begins to fade. Despite still being able to see the sun and its reflection on the waves, the world around you seems dark and somehow paler than it was before, and the farther you go, the darker and paler it seems to get, until the caps of the waves take on a sickly green color, and a foreboding whistling wind begins to cut across the ship at 90 degrees from where it was previously blowing.
We
Who's
should-
our lookout?
Bone storm.
I think is it Kig? Kig is our lookout.
Yeah. It's like before.
Kig on the Zaz's Vengeance.
Nice.
Sweet.
Then go ahead, Kig, and make a perception roll for me as Kig the lookout.
Alrighty. Good luck. Oh, I'm sorry. That was with advantage.
That's all right. We can take 13. You also are noticing that there's not clouds in the sky, but you're getting like this deep, deep overcast feeling. And as someone who abhors direct sunlight, you, for the first time since you guys left the beach, start to feel comfortable. This environment is pleasing to your delicate cobalt skin and eyes. But it's eerie. It's off-putting. It's foreboding. You've got your head in a swivel looking in all directions. the exact conditions that you're experiencing now have happened once before, when you accidentally wandered through a rift in the umbra between worlds, and you were assaulted by otherworldly spirits, undead forces from beyond. This has all the hallmarks of that. As you shout down to Leo what you remember, you notice that about 700 or 800 feet ahead of the boat, you can see a vast green and rippling circle of energy start to form. It looks like a whirlpool, but it's stood up on end, 30% in the waves, 70% above it, like a churning gateway.
I feel like we should not go in that.
Yeah, I feel like we should turn the ship.
I'm gonna tell the guy
I'm not
on the
getting a
wheel.
good feeling in my scoots.
We should go turn the ship to starboard, and let's avoid this portal.
You have no
We're gonna
problem
turn the ship
making-
right. Sorry.
You've got no problem
Roger.
making the course correction, and the ship easily shifts to the starboard. Unfortunately, that's not the only thing that you have to be concerned about. Kig, you watch in shock and amazement as a massive, dilapidated ship issues forth from that lime green vortex. Its sails are old and tattered, the wood splintered and destroyed. It should easily have sunk to the bottom of the briny deep, but some unnatural force is keeping it floating.
Fog cloud?
Activate the cloaking device.
Activate the cloak.
Boy.
You keen your eyes as best as you can, and there's motion on the deck, but the ship seems to be following your movements and is locked in a pursuit course.
We seriously gonna
Guys?
activate the fart cloud?
I think we should activate
Yeah, let's
the fart
activate
cloud.
the fart cloud.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta do something, like turn the ship around.
Okay, so if you want to activate the fart cloud, you'll have to slow the ship down to 1/4 speed. Because if you remember from reading the details,
Yes.
moving too fast will dissipate the cloud. So either drop to impulse and activate the cloak.
Actually, let's move with the wind to our back, so we can move at full speed, which is faster than that ship.
Is it
Because the
faster than
sails-
that ship?
Yeah, because we get a bonus.
I
We get a
don't think it's
bonus.
faster than that ship. I think it is. I think it goes at the speed the DM wants it to go.
Which is slower than our plot armor.
That is not true.
It's right here says X plus 10.
I think we should drop to impulse and put on the cloak.
Yeah, guys, we just got this back in action, so let's drop the
I'm
cloak.
mostly
and try
looking
and get
at-
away from this.
If you look at our prow head, it says that we go speed 75.
Yes, but
That's
that
very
goes at the speed of death.
Which, to my knowledge, the speed of death is pretty damn slow.
Ask that.
Because you're not really moving anywhere once you're dead.
Leo, how fast have you killed things?
Okay, so here's a different question then. Do we as characters know what the prow head does, or is it just we as players?
I believe that as a gift from Valkyr, Leo at the very least would have a full understanding of how it works, both as the ship's captain and as the champion of Valkyr. And I think he can freely have shared that information with anyone he wants.
Yeah, I did.
That is
Yeah.
a creepy sound. Where did you get that sound effect?
At your mom's house?
Got him.
There's a secondary audio source that I found that's compatible with Roll20. If you give me a second, I can tell you who does it. This is Ocean Voyage by Tabletop Audio.
Nice.
Okay, because there's some really weird sounds that go on in the background in that, and it's really spooky. And I like
I
it.
agree. It seemed appropriate. Not that I would use all of these things to try to intimidate you.
Eh. Clearly
Well,
not.
What say you guys? Captain Stronghammer, what are your orders?
I guess we should slow down and throw up the cloaking device. But I say it in a very stern manner, not as I'm saying it right now.
Okay.
Very decisive about it.
You bring the ship radically reducing its speed, letting slack in the lines, and activating the prow head. The mouth of Cordelia opens, and just a stream of deep, heavy, clinging fog just issues forth until eventually you're surrounded. You become this island surrounded by a moat of impermeable fog. You can't see out of it, but no one could see into it either. For as far as you know, you appear basically invisible. There's an awkward moment of time. I don't know why that stopped. Where you can still hear the other ship approaching, and then suddenly the fog around you is illuminated. You can see small spheres of glowing orange light up areas of your fog bank. It looks like, passing torches or flaming arrows are being shot into the fog cloud.
I tell the crew to go to battle stations and take invasive maneuver.
Is there any other actions any characters would like to take to help our situation? Think of this as a skill challenge.
Oh. How big is our boat?
It is a large vessel, if that helps.
Not really.
Would
Be like 180-ish feet long.
would Reed be able to? I don't know if this is feasible, but would he be able to cast a Sun Soul bolt out of a radiant sunbolt out of like away from our ship to make it look like as a source of light, to make it basically to offer some sort of distraction, like maybe the ghost ship can target there instead of where we are.
Wouldn't it know where the source of that was, though?
But if I'm like at the stern, that's the back of the ship.
The stand, yep.
If I was at the stern and like casting behind us into the fog behind us, like maybe the ship would cast there instead of risking it being in front of or to the sides. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think.
Deploy flares.
What is our longest rope? And can we use the Ultimate Revenger cruiser?
Oh,
I
good
don't
idea.
hate that plan.
What do you want to use it for?
So, Dex, we don't have to necessarily always resolve skill checks by committee. If you want to try to like decoy with your Radiant Sunbolt, then I'll just need an attack roll from you.
I wanna riff on your idea, Dax, to like improve it by putting you on the Ultimate Revenger cruiser, and trailing it as far behind the boat as we can.
I think
then have
only
you do
if
that?
Obi comes with me because he insists that he's captain of the Ultimate Revenger cruiser.
I think Opie would really want to because it is his ship.
Mm-hmm.
And so the two of you go out and we trail you as far back as we can with rope, and then you do that, and then we pull you the fuck in as quickly as possible.
As you're discussing this, he tugs on your coat to tell you the captain always goes out with the ship.
That is correct, Opie. You are a good captain. I'm very proud
Then
of you.
yes, Reed agrees to this plan.
Okay. We reel out 200 feet of line in the Ultimate Revenger, and go ahead and give me an attack roll. Actually, give me 3 attack rolls to represent you, just kind of creating a flurry of flares. I like it.
I love that you
consistent.
named it.
Oh, man.
Come on, Opie, we can do this. Hold her steady, Opie.
He's like just got his hand on the bow of the ship where it's tied to the rope, looking back at you like, an oarsman. He's just manipulating the prow head of the small dinghy like it's an oar. But he's very, very proud of what he's doing. You fire off 3 radiant bolts in kind of different, discordant directions, and just 5 or 6 seconds after you fired off the last one, a hail of flaming arrows come arching over the fog cloud, landing all around the dinghy. Nothing like dangerous or close to hitting you. They're kind of, it's that spray and pray methodology of just generally fire over there. But it seems to have distracted them. They're now firing well behind where the ship is. Can anybody else think of anything else they would like to do?
Good job, Reed.
I am going to come up onto the deck, and I'm going to the same thing that I did last time in a situation like, even though it's not storming, but I'm gonna make quiet. I'm gonna carefully and relatively quietly, because I'm assuming we're trying to be quiet so that Reed can do his distractions. So I'm going to make sure everyone who's up on deck is already attached to their lifeline, and that the lifelines are secured to the center mast.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me to just double check the knots in the rigging.
Okay.
I say that, but I say it quietly, so not to make any extra noise.
Well done. Anybody who wasn't safe has certainly been locked down now, and you feel quite confident about it.
Yeah.
So that if something goes wrong or we have to book it, we're not going to lose anybody over the sides. We've done that once before.
Ha.
You sort of touch on another possibility, Jezza, and that's just trying to maintain everybody's quiet. If someone wanted to try to keep everything as silent as possible, either through magical or non-magical means, that's another potential way we could resolve the skill challenge.
I have ways to make magical darkness not make people silent.
I mean, would that help?
Could add an extra challenge.
It's only 50. It's only 15 feet. This ship is too big.
I imagine that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
Does somebody have the ability to cast Shatter or like Thunderclap?
Zaz did.
I knew that was coming.
I can make a thunderbolt from the sky come down, but that's about it. It does damage.
No. I'm specifically thinking like those two things that cause a very loud sound.
I got prestidigitation. I can make tiny little popping noises.
Leo's a dwarf and he talks really loud.
These are all excellent ideas. Okay, it doesn't have to be that. I would like some other ideas. We've dealt with a dexterity check and an attack roll.
About how far is this? I mean, obviously I can't see it, so I can't ask that question. Never mind.
Oh, I can do this. I have knock.
Good.
Knock will technically do that. I need
don't
2
think I-
boats.
I'm on a boat.
Well, we have 2 dinghies. But
Okay.
you have to ask Opie for one of them.
Okay.
Is he captain of both?
No.
I don't know. Is he captain of both? Did he ask
No.
to be captain of both? Okay.
He's the captain of the UARC. The other
Okay.
one hasn't been named. It's just a dinghy.
I
Which I'm
have.
going to be christening right now as Boring Dinghy.
I need a chest or something with a lock, and I need someone to lock it and put it on one boat, and then put me on the other boat and have me be about 60 feet away from it, and trail us both behind the main boat, and do it again,
I've got a weird question.
or from a different part.
I've got a weird question. Try.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, 2 things. One, I saw like creatures on the enemy boat, right?
True.
2, would this enemy
Sorry, go ahead.
would this enemy boat be within 120 feet of me, even though I can't really quite see it?
No.
Yeah, man.
I would say it's within 250, just because we decided the diameter of the fog cloud is 500. So I think they wouldn't be venturing into your fog just yet.
So
I'm going to tell the crew to help Kel.
yeah, if we can do this, I think specifically what I'm thinking is the 100 feet out for one dinghy, and then attach 60 feet of road off of that dinghy, so it trails even farther, and that has the chest in it that I can cast knock onto, which makes a loud knock audible from as far as 300 feet away, emanating from the target object.
Can you do me a solid,
Yeah.
Kel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that boat with you, and we're gonna get as close to within 120 feet in the fog cloud to this other boat as we can. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're doing your thing.
Yeah. Sure. You can come along.
Okay.
OP.
Sorry.
Can you be in charge of the chest?
Me?
Yes.
OP is in charge of the chest.
OP is in charge of the chest.
So
my intent for this is that it is further away from the last point, so it either makes it seem like it is moving in a different direction from us, or is more stationary than what we are.
Okay.
is the chest on the U-Arc?
Yes.
No.
And the
Sorry.
I don't know. One of them is the U-Arc, and one of them is the non-U-Arc.
Mm-hmm.
The boring dinghy.
The me-Arc.
So I guess another point of clarification: do we want to leave Dax out there on the U-Arc with Opie, or did they do their distraction and are going back on board the Vengeance?
Are we doing this plan along with that plan, or would we need to bring them back in to be able to do this plan?
Both plans can happen coterminously. I just wanted to make sure I understood what was happening.
Okay.
Well, if we're trying to disguise the boat as being behind us, then maybe it's better to have both plans going at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the second dinghy 2 out there with a knockable chest on it, with our 2 arcane casters on board. And I assume you're just going to make a loud knock to unlock the chest, but hoping to draw the attention of whatever's pursuing you towards that sound.
I'm gonna tell a really bad knock-knock joke.
If you want to do that loud enough to be heard, make a performance roll.
Oh no, I am not. I do not want to be a target.
I'm gonna give you a roll. Can I do the performance roll so I tell you the bad knock-knock joke tale?
Sure.
But no, you're not doing it loud enough to get that attention that way.
Well, it's a really average knock-knock joke. Let me tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
But I want to hear the
Go for
knock joke.
Do you have a knock-knock joke prepped?
I do not, unfortunately.
I should have one knock-knock joke in the chamber.
You're right.
Wait. I got one.
Alexis,
I got one.
Go.
Knock knock.
Come in.
Chest.
Chest 2.
Chestnuts for sale.
Oh, I got one. This is the one I did. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Tank.
Tank who?
You're welcome.
Oh, that's terrible.
I like the knock knock come in.
Yeah, I did too. I like
did
that one
too.
too.
That's the best knock-knock joke.
The best anti-knock-knock joke.
Reminds me of that Mexican magician.
Which one?
He said he was going to disappear on the count of 3. And he pulled his cloak up, and he rattled his saber, and he tipped his hat, and he said, "Uno, dos," and then he disappeared without a trace.
How dare you?
All right. Alexis made a very loud and unfortunately just not great joke. You didn't even get the courtesy ha 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 from the people who did hear it. But after the loud knock from the chest, combined with your telling a joke into the fog bank, you both can hear like a otherworldly sort of moaning. It's a wailing that really makes you uneasy. Yeah. And it's not long until through the dense fog you can see a deep, burning green light passing through the fog about 15 or 20 feet above the surface of the waves.
I tug the
And-
rope to pull us back in.
No. As you guys are tugging on the rope, you look up to see an enormous, disembodied, floating skull with flaming red eyes, and its entire form is wreathed in an otherworldly, undead, ghostly flame. Its eyes just seem to be scanning constantly. I would like each of you to make a stealth check.
Hey, before you do that,
Mhm.
Can I cast darkness over the eye?
What if you?
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Like, can I cast darkness in front of the eyes of the skull?
Give me just one moment. I mean, yes, the answer is yes, you can. I'm determining whether or not that's going to have any impact. But as long
It
as
is
it's an
magical
area
darkness. You
can
can't see through it.
Some things can see through magical darkness.
And
Yeah, I
also,
can.
if suddenly there was magical darkness all around, something tells me he would be pretty hip to the fact that there was a spellcaster nearby.
Yeah, I would not cast magical darkness.
Like, oh, hey, I'm
Okay,
suddenly
fine.
magically
I'll-
blinded.
Okay. Oh yeah! Suddenly there's just a giant fog cloud where there used to be a boat.
Yeah, but that's the difference of like
It
a
happens.
fog cloud that's a mile long versus a very localized thing of, hey, crew, could you fire all your guns? Because I think we're under attack.
Okay,
If
fair
I
play.
passed my roll, I would like to say that Kel makes their coat look like a boulder.
Nice. Not idly do the leaves of Lorien fall.
Nice. That's what I was thinking too.
You, Kel expertly manages to hide in the dinghy.
Which is impressive.
It is. There are very few places to hide in a dinghy, but you manage it well. Reed and Alexis, unfortunately, do not fare quite so well.
I am in a separate dinghy, by the way. I just don't know if it counts. I rolled just in case.
It didn't help Kel any because I'm definitely in the dinghy with Kel.
Yep. The large, disembodied, flaming green skull opens its lower jaw, sort of almost to the point of like dislocation, were it attached to anything, and lets loose a keening, otherworldly banshee's wail.
Great.
And in the distance, you can see several other large, wreathed green flames start emerging through the fog cloud. In our skill challenge, I'm not gonna lie, that's a setback. I need someone else to come up with an exciting idea.
How many more boats are on the?
That's it. We have only the two dinghies that are already being drugged behind engines.
All right. How much black powder do we have on the ship?
Not much. We were only able to recover like half a barrel's worth from the accident, and there was none on the island to replenish the stock.
Huh. Okay. That a drain. Are these skulls coming from the enemy ship? Or are they just kind of in the storm?
That would be hard to know for sure, but I think it seems likely that they're envoys of the enemy vessel.
Yeah.
Well, I can help one of you if I want to burn a 4th level spell slot and make you invisible for a minute.
I'm just gonna say, one of them is within touching range. The other one is not.
I got an idea. You make me invisible. I walk over there with the keg and blow up the ship.
Cool.
Wait, why do you want to blow up the ship? Oh, you mean their ship, not our
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah. I can
doing it too. Like, stop me if you've heard this one.
Boom. Wait. This voyage has been cut short.
Well, unfortunately, I am not on the same boat as you.
Yeah. And I don't know if that would even work. I mean, this isn't Sea of Thieves. We only have half a keg.
Plus,
Plus,
the boat already has holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's magically floating.
It's a Jaina boat. But if you were, since it's new, you do have them fancy boats. You could actually get to them.
It's true. I could go fight them.
These boots were made for flying, and that's just what they'll do.
So I guess this is the big question: is the other boat, the enemy boat is tailing us in the same direction we are, or okay, they're just outside of the mist, so they can't quite see us yet.
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
And since we've slowed down so much, they may at this point sort of be circling us. Had they maintained the exact same speed, they would have run into us by now.
Okay. I think. Do we just start pulling the dinghies in?
I think that is what we do.
So.
Fuck. No.
Yes or no?
Yeah, we bring him in.
All right. I don't think it's going to require a strength to get a whole crew to pull it in, but in the course of a minute or so, both of the dinghies are being raised back up, with the passengers rejoining the crew of the Zaz's Vengeance. You can now, from Zaz's Vengeance, see the almost like searchlight style panning of these green orbs casting light, sort of like, dark lanterns in the mist around you. They're not quite sure where their targets have gone, but they're just methodically sort of just flying through the mist trying to locate something.
So, could you be a little more in depth real quick about how the fog works? Like, if we go too fast, will the fog just completely dissipate, or will it stay kind of in a, cloud?
No, it will dissipate.
Okay.
And if acted upon by an outside force of air of sufficient speed, it will also do.
Okay. So we couldn't, book it, since they came in here, just book it so they couldn't see us leave?
I mean, you could, and they, it would take, as you were dragging out of there, the mist would slowly dissipate. I wouldn't say that it's like an instant effect. You might be able to get a head start from them.
Okay.
As long as it isn't the U arc.
Oh, not the
I wouldn't want to sacrifice both of our lifeboats that we have, and rather just the one. So yes, only the one.
Not the one with the sick decals.
Yeah, not the one with the sick decals. Opie's boat obviously remains safe.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Are you sure you don't want to be invisible and fly over there and blow up their ship and then fly back?
I mean, I do, but we kind of decided to not going to do anything because there's already holes in the ship.
But it would cause a distraction, would it not?
It would cause a distraction and might destroy whatever is on the ship.
I guess I could just set their thing on fire, yeah. I mean, I could at least do it to check it out. See what we're dealing with.
I'm willing to burn my 4th level spell slot for shenanigans.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going to go invisible, and I'm just going to zoom over there and see what we're dealing with.
You have a minute. I slap Leo on the shoulder.
And I just take off.
If everyone agrees, I will prep the second dinghy as a backup decoy should the Leo's attack not work.
Wait, are you going to light it on fire or explode it?
Prepare to release it to light it on fire. With the
No,
torch.
no, is Leo lighting on
Oh,
fire, or exploding it?
No, I'm right now. I'm going over to see what we're dealing with because if it's like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I might be able to go far enough where in the sky where I could just drop the keg on them and then let it explode. So I feel like we should use
Are you
the
seeing the map that I had, Leo?
yeah.
Anything you're carrying will be invisible with you. So if you carry like a torch with a powder keg, they won't be able to see either of those.
Oh,
things.
they won't be able to see that either.
No.
Okay.
Unless they can see invisible.
Yeah, let's totally do it. I don't know what the blast radius would be on the keg.
It says here big.
Big? Okay. Then I'm going to take it and fly over right here and drop it down.
Okay.
And light it on fire and get the fuck out of there.
Make a basic dexterity attack. So if you have like a thrown weapon, you can use that. Otherwise, it's just proficiency plus dex mod.
Okay, I got the javelin. I'll just use the javelin real quick.
Are you throwing it or just putting it on their deck?
Putting it on their deck.
I thought you said you wanted to drop it.
Oh no, I'm gonna set it since everything's invisible. I'm just gonna like set it down.
Okay.
And then like light it on fire and then get the fuck out of there.
That's when you realize that all of these flesh-eating carnivores are all true sight people. You are
Oof.
killed.
Oof.
No, you're able to touch down. Your newly developed sense of detecting things that are unnaturally evil and impure is just pinging off the radar. The necrotic energy that holds the ship together is almost nauseating to you. You step down on soft wood that kind of squishes beneath your boots, and some of the creatures turn, taking in deep nasal snorts, almost like they can smell something is amiss. But so far no one has seen you. Do you have a fuse? Because torch plus full keg of black powder makes instant boom boom.
I guess kind of assumed you had a fuse.
I have a foob. Does that work?
You are a phobe.
Hey, maybe
I
if you
assume
call
I have
lightning.
some type of like rope or something.
Hey, hold on.
me.
Foob.
Yeah.
I want you to do something.
Okay.
I want you to fly up and scream, so I know exactly where to aim a lightning bolt.
This
What if
is
I
not going
scream-
to end well.
What if I scream? What if I scream right next to it instead?
No, because then I'm gonna fire a lightning bolt right at you.
I think the
Well, I
lightning
mean-
bolt is a bad idea.
I can aim it. It doesn't have to come from me. It can come from the sky down. They don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, but you can't see where you're aiming, so it's going to be with disadvantage.
Unless I have a really strong yell.
I think that's a bad idea.
I have a really strong yell. I love it.
A rebel yell.
So-
Rebel yell.
I think that if Leo was to come back to the boat, and then Alexis waits for the explosion and then aims the lightning bolt at that point.
It's the same thing as him yelling.
Yeah, but then you don't risk electrocuting Leo from the sky and
I
leaving
mean,
him
I'm
paralyzed.
He doesn't
by
have
Snow
a
God, who
fuse.
cares?
He doesn't have a fuse.
He has rope!
He does have rope.
Just cut off a piece of rope.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
I'm gonna
Use
pretend-
the code.
Make
Are
a
we gonna-
survival check to try to improvise a fuse.
Okay.
Oh damn.
Oh shit. I did advantage. Whoops. It's the 8, I guess.
It is the 8.
Also, do you have any attacks that do lightning damage by any chance? Now that you
Currently,
are a
no.
cleric that has spells?
Paladin.
Currently,
Or
no.
Oh, paladin. Right.
I'm gonna let this go forward, Leo. You take a little bit of whatever's in your flask, dousing a length of discorporated rope, making what you believe is going to be a very effective makeshift fuse. You look at it and think, I don't know, that's got to be 10, 20 seconds at least, and I assume you're going to light it.
Yep, and I probably will take some damage.
You are probably going to take some damage, but you're going to get some altitude first and make your way back to the ship. The fuse that you made burns much, much faster than you anticipated, leading in an almost instantaneous and glorious explosion of gunpowder on that deck, instantly incinerating several of the zombies and skeletons you were standing next to. Several of the undead guards are knocked overboard by the force of the explosion. You watch the ship is engulfed in flames, but the explosive wave also catches you. I'm gonna roll some dice here.
Uh-oh.
You take 32
Oh
points
my god!
of
Oh my
God
God.
fire
damn.
damage as you are propelled in a ballistic arc off the ship and back towards the Vengeance.
While still invisible.
Yeah, your body is totally invisible, but there's like burnt patches of skin and smoldering fire that are visible, creating like a quarter silhouette of an ouchie Leo.
Ouchie, Leo. Which is really funny because like I just took 32 points of damage, and I think I still have a higher health pool than most people in this party.
Yeah, way to be a dick.
Yeah, that would have one-shot me.
I'm just glad I went there, and I was the one who did that.
Okay. Still gonna do my plan. So I saw the explosion, right? Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I saw the explosion. Therefore, I have the silhouette of the ship, probably through the mist as it explodes, so I know where the mast is on the enemy ship. Are you following me?
So far.
So I'm gonna lightning bolt the mast of the ship.
Nope, now you lost me.
Are we in a? Where are we?
Where are we again? Yeah, exactly.
All right.
No, this is a good plan.
Real quick,
what's the
with the
range on lightning bolt?
Lightning bolt is 100 feet.
Would the blast wave of the powder keg like blow away some fog?
Because I am making the assumption that the ship probably got closer when they saw us with the dinghy. Is that a fair assumption?
It is, but
Yes.
you also left the dinghy and rejoined the ship.
Correct.
Alright, what the hell? Go ahead and roll your damage on the call lightning.
Okay. Submit. I don't know how a dexterity save. How a ship can dexterity save.
It has a modifier.
Quick,
Okay.
Wait,
quick.
really?
Lean to the left.
I bet it's better than mine.
Representing the skill of the pilot. It has a +2 to dexterity saving throws in ranged warfare.
better than mine.
So it actually takes half damage from the lightning.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
I still hit the mast.
Yep. There's a moment where, as you're saying, that gray silhouette gets cast against the movie screen backdrop that is the wall of fog surrounding your ship. This, black puppet show cast of the enemy ship appears. You seize upon that moment and rain lightning down upon the tallest portion of its mast, hoping to add to the conflagration. It burns down the mast, splintering it like a live tree that's been hit by lightning, chunks blowing out as the lightning works its way down to the center. And gratifyingly, at the second crow's nest position, you see the very animated, almost Looney Tunes style expression of a zombified monkey, arms and legs outstretched in an X pattern, before the bolt finally dissipates into the ship.
But unfortunately, the mast still exists.
It's splintered and on fire.
Having a bad day.
Fair.
It is. Captain Leo, what is our next move? Besides, patting you out, stop, drop, and roll.
I think we can take them.
Now that we have no cannons.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up, like, scratch my head and be like, there wasn't that many of them. I think we can take them.
How many of them were there, Leo?
Well, there were probably about 12. And I think the powder keg took out about 7 of them.
Try how many skeletons did Fubarius count?
He probably did see 12.
Okay, at least 12.
on
Oh
deck.
God.
Well, no, some of them were definitely zombies as well. Not all of them were skeletons.
Some of them were
But-
much larger.
But I think we did get at least 7 of them.
Some of them were
Off
much
the boat?
larger. Oh boy.
But they aren't our skeletons.
No.
They could be our skeletons, yes?
There seemed to
Well,
be
the
some type of
necromancer, all
skeleton
skeletons
captain,
are
though.
potentially are skeletons.
The skeleton captain would probably be the biggest pain.
See, my idea earlier, before the giant, spotlight thing, was to summon a spectral dog behind because I can just do it as long as I know it exists and where its general location is. Because the dog doesn't care; it just goes after its target. So I was gonna have it sick onto the captain and distract the captain so we can get away, Looney Tune style. But somebody had to put a giant spectral like death mark in the sky.
All right. Well, let's decide whether we're going to commit to a combat, which we won't have time for tonight, or we're going to try to make a break for it now that the ship that is pursuing us is in its most vulnerable position.
I
How
think
are
we should make
doing at this skill check.
We have more successes than failures, and we're close to succeeding.
I think we should make a break for it.
I think we
I
should
think
make a
we
break.
should run away.
Reed
Okay.
agrees.
Combat, because I haven't done anything this whole time because I'm useless.
You're
How
not
do you think I
useless.
feel? We're in the same boat, bud.
Yeah, I have
We
nothing
literally
that
are.
pertains to these type of skills. So it's like I
Literally
just be
are.
quiet, sitting up on the crow's nest.
All right. Well, Captain, what are we doing?
Come on, strong hammer.
I mean,
Combat.
Leo would be like, we could take him.
Yeah.
So I think
All
I'm gonna
Sound
the
the
crew
drums of
to-
war, call
Yeah,
everyone to
and-
arms, and turn the ship around and into the
We're-
fray.
we're gonna ram him.
Okay.
Done.
Move right through them.
We will pick up with ramming the enemy ship in 2 weeks.
Captain, are you sure this is the course of action? you
Yeah.
wish-
So here's the plan. Here's the plan we're gonna do. Okay. We're all of us, the boarding party, are going to be towards the front of the ship. We're gonna do like like an angled ramming. So not like a T-bone, but like almost like we're gonna go at a 45-degree angle at them, so we can kind of like graze their ship. We're gonna jump onto their ship, kill all the skeleton, loot the place, and then get the fuck out of it.
And
I
then to
like
go back to the pub for drinks after.
I'm
Can I,
sorry.
like-
Are we actually going to? Okay.
Reed would like to roll persuasion.
You can't persuade. Can you persuade your teammates with roll?
Yes, I think you can.
This is what you guys are walking into next time.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
gonna
it's a
jump
discussion
from
of
the
this next
mast from crow's nest to crow's nest and stay hidden.
Okay. So how many of those skeletons are you gonna blast off the ship because we blew it up?
We'll discuss that tomorrow or next time when we actually do it.
Also, I'm on the old screen still.
I would also like to mention
Perfect.
that the captain is very close to this mast here, so I think he should take damage.
I should also point out I placed the keg right here.
Everywhere.
Right here.
Ah.
I like
So-
to think that maybe our DM has taken into account the things we've killed already.
Well, he did definitely say that a bunch of skeletons got blown off the ship.
And he
And
did mention that a
bunch
skeleton.
of zombies burned to death.
He also mentioned that a skeleton monkey went flying.
I really think that we should have just booked it.
Wait, I really did want to roll persuasion to try to
Go on.
convince him to
Not do this.
not do this.
And then
Oh,
I'm
as
gonna
well.
roll
There's 13 on
persuasion to
there.
convince him to do this. Oh shit!
Do I have to like roll counter persuasion or something?
So I will. Nice work. The persuasion skill will never be Jedi mind trick, even against NPCs, least of all in a friendly fire situation. However, this is your crew coming to you, Captain, with very grave and legitimate concerns, and Reed speaks to you very passionately, very honestly, and makes, even to your mind, some compelling points, asking you to reconsider the course of action. And I'll give you the next 2 weeks to think about that. You believe you can take them, but several members of the crew have really asked you to reconsider your course of action. Not because they won't follow you, because they absolutely will, but just
We
that
will.
they're worried you're making the wrong call and that you should evaluate, a sure thing in the escape versus a maybe thing if we smash skulls. Just that you are more than just the brain basher now. You are also a ship captain. You're responsible for everybody. Kig's right. Imagine the loot, though.
I would like
Yeah.
to mention that
Yeah.
these
Zombie
are
pirate
skeletal
got
beings. I don't think these things have very good good loot, all things considered.
All right. So think about that. You guys are free to chat about it. We'll wrap this up here tonight. Is everybody good for next time?
Yes.
Yes.
I should be. Which
What
was
is
The
next time?
20th?
Oh,
far as I can tell.
I am not. That is my mother's birthday.
Oh boy.
Tell her to get a different birthday.
Yeah. Well,
I
get
don't
birthday
think
on
that's
D&D
how
night.
that works.
I will most likely be skipping that unless they decide to do something on a different day.
Okay.
I will let you know.
Sure. So we'll put out the same roll call. Everybody else, just take a look at your schedule. If we're down 1 or maybe 2, I think we still play. If it turns out to be a bad week for everybody else, we can reevaluate punting it. But it seems like we're going to be down possibly a Kel, so I think we'll plan on playing. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Sorry we didn't get to any combat, but next time
No, that's
I
fine.
promise many combats.
I kind of
Uh,
like having days where we don't do any combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
It's a
gonna
I
say
love to smash stuff. It's fun.
I'm gonna say it now, but I'm also putting it in our Dungeons and Dragons channel. I will probably not be here for the September 3rd session, which is the next one after this.
Okay.
After the next session.
That is Labor Day. Labor Day weekend.
Yes. I may be out of town that weekend, so I just heads up.
Sure. We can talk about it more after next session.
Of course.
It's okay to miss a session every once in a while, especially for. But we'll talk
Yeah,
more about it
for
then,
family
guys.
reasons.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It was a great session, I think. And
Thank you guys.
3 cheers for Captain Stronghammer.
Huzzah!
Huzzah,
Hip,
yeah.
hip, hooray!
Hip, hip,
All right.
hooray.
All right, guys. I will see everybody next time.
See ya.
Yeah, have a
Good night,
nice